All right, get in here. Hold my banner. Nobody panic. All good. Tonight, banner 18 is loading, and I believe captured by the Celtics. And with that, welcome to Hold My Banner. Travis Thomas here with the walking, talking, triple-double producer extraordinaire, Ante Campbell. How you doing, my friend? You ready for Game 5 tonight or what?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. And I wanted to quickly say I hope you had a great Father's Day yesterday. Happy Father's Day to you and all the other fathers that watched this amazing show. And I had a great Boston sports weekend, honestly.
Yeah.
Obviously, I talked about it on last episode. I was going to be out there on Causeway.
Yes.
Got to watch Game 4, unfortunately,
Yeah.
at TD Garden and at Big Night Live.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a great experience.
No, it's a lot quieter than you thought it would be,
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot quieter than I thought I would be. But then I got the opportunity to come back and be a Boston fan on Saturday at Fenway.
That's right.
You and I spent some time on the radio
Yes.
together, and I think we got that picture showing up. Look at us rocking, the sunglasses inside, being real cool guys.
Well, we were inside, but it was kind of outside. We had all the fans right there with us. It was just a nice plexiglass basically separating us, but we were essentially outside. So I do radio on WEEI on the weekends, and they asked me, they said, hey, you haven't done a show from the Fenway studios at Fenway Park. Would you like to do it? And I said, yeah. And so Ante, I knew was at the game, so I just extended the invite. Come, hang out with me. Let's talk hoops. And I think you spent an hour of the show with me, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And my friends, shout out to the best Boston sports group chat, the front office.
That's what it's called.
That's what they call it, the front office. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. They love the show. They were listening in on their drive-in to get ready for the game that night. And shout out to the Red Sox for getting that dub on Saturday. So that was dope.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you were a part of that, and I'm glad we get to do this show together. And there was a lot of great feedback. A couple callers in the show called after you left and said, man, you two are really good together. I like your chemistry. So, of course, I said, well, what you need to do is check out Hold My Banner on Nesson and really everywhere you get your podcast, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you get it. Make sure you follow us as well on all social media accounts for all of our best content. And they said, I will. And I said, thank you very much. So, Tay, we'll bring you back later. I know you're going to play a game that I'm sure to stink at. But for now, I want to start with what was your Friday night, what could have been. If the Celtics could have completed the sweep of the Mavericks, you and everyone else would have been partying on Causeway that night. Instead, okay, we have to wait till tonight. And I do believe that's what's going to happen. I think in the end, I'm not going to really panic here after Game 4. It looked to me like the Celtics believed their own hype. Like they bought into everything that we talk about here on Hold My Banner and all the other shows. In fact, on the last episode of this very program, I went through all the metrics, all the numbers of where the Celtics team compared to great all-time teams. So statistically, obviously they still are, but statistically, they're right there. And I think what happened is they just bought into it. They heard all of it, just like they hear all the noise. When you're critical of them, they hear all the praise as well. And it looked like that. From the opening tap, it looked like the Mavericks literally are a talented, desperate team with nothing to lose. They didn't want to get swept. They didn't want to get embarrassed, especially at home. You got the best out of Luka. You got the best out of Kyrie. You got the best out of Jason Kidd. The other guys made plays, and it was just over from the beginning. And that's how it goes. It happens in series sometimes. I'm not that concerned. If anything, I'm more mad at myself for watching the whole damn game, thinking that the Celtics were going to mount some sort of historic comeback. I mean, what a moron I was. Even Joe Mazzulla pulled everyone after a while and said, yeah, this isn't going to happen. It's not our night. But there I was watching it to the end thinking maybe they can do it. And it didn't happen. I mean, they got punked. The Mavericks punched them, boom, right in the mouth. It happens. It needs to be a learning experience. You weren't ready for your close-up. When we are being critical of you and your team, we're saying it doesn't seem like you can close. You can't close games. You can't close series. We haven't really seen that in this postseason. They have been doing away with those teams out east. They've been closing out games. They've been closing teams out. But that criticism that we have of this team sort of reared its ugly head again in Game 4 in Dallas. All the pressure, just like it was in Game 4, it's the same tonight, is on the Celtics. In fact, after the game, Jason Kidd talked about the two different mentalities of both of these teams going into Game 4, and he's right.
You said before the game somebody was either going to make a stand or somebody was going to let go of the rope. Was there something you saw early that suggested that your guys had a stand in them tonight?
Yeah, the score. It's real simple. We don't have to complicate this. This isn't, surgery. Our group was ready to go. They were ready to celebrate and understand we made a stand. We were desperate, and we got to continue to keep playing that way. Understand they're trying to close the door. The hardest thing in this league is to close the door when you have a group that has nothing to lose. And so tonight you saw that, and they let go of the rope, pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's right. Now, I saw some people say, oh, that's, he's talking trash, and maybe, but he's right about that. I'll say this, Derek Lively, who's a rookie, comes out and says, we saw something in the Celtics now we could take advantage of the rest of the series. Okay, we'll see. You hear Jason Kidd's comments there. During Game 4, there was a ton of chirping from Mavs players to the Celtics players. Fans chirping, talking a bunch of trash. I just hope it lands and it resonates with Jason Tatum. It lands and it resonates with Jaylen Brown, Joe Mazzulla, the rest of the crew, where it's like, okay, oh, you got us figured out. Oh, okay, we're talking trash now. Cool, no problem. Hold this L tonight while we hold banner 18. That's exactly what I believe is going to happen at TD Garden. And here are my 3 keys to making sure it happens. Number 1, you have to win the energy battle, we'll call it, early in the game. We just talked about this. Game 4, it was immediate. Oh, this isn't going to be the Celtics night. Mavericks came out, hair on fire, no pressure, all the pressure on the Celtics, right? You got to close us out. And they played like it. I mean, they were free. That was the most free I've seen the Mavericks play all series long. So if you're the Celtics, now you're at home. Pressure even more now is mounting on your shoulders. You must come out and win that energy battle early. The crowd will help you. They'll do their part. It's going to be raucous tonight. The players need to come out hair on fire tonight because the Mavericks are going to do it again. They know they have you on the ropes. And again, they're playing with house money. What do they care? So they want to go back home. They want to go back to Dallas. So I think the Celtics need to come out tonight, energy-wise, match that intensity of the Mavericks and punch them in the mouth and see how they deal with it. Because clearly the Celtics did not deal with it well. We've seen this happen already, especially Game 1 comes to mind. Now, Game 2, Game 3, a little bit more competitive between these teams. But in Game 1, the Celtics came out. And remember, everyone thought, oh, they had all that long layoff. Maybe they'll be flat. Wrong. They came out helter-skelter. I think that needs to look like more like Game 1 tonight in Game 5. Number 2, I think the defense is going to get you banner number 18. Now, this team all year long, they've lived and they've died by the three-pointer. That is who they are. That's their identity. Fine with that. I don't love it stylistically, but that's who this team is. I can acknowledge that. I can accept that. But in this postseason, defense has been the calling card. Defense has been the catalyst as to why you are where you are. One game away from winning an NBA title. I think tonight defense needs to bring it home. You got to lock, especially these other dudes, down. Luka and Kyrie, okay. Now, Kyrie has not cracked the Da Vinci Code yet of how to play well in Boston. Maybe he does tonight. I don't know. But you have to shut down the ancillary pieces, even if Kyrie and Luka cook, which brings me actually to my 3rd key. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown need to be the better duo than Kyrie and Luka. Now, Kyrie and Luka lately have been cooking. They're up. They're doing everything they need to do. But Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, to me, tonight in a closeout, must be the better dynamic duo. You have to do it. Now, if Kyrie and Luka are scoring all the points, cool. I'm not even necessarily saying you need to keep up in that way. You still have better teammates than those two. So I don't need this looking ISO ball 3000 here. This doesn't need to look like an and one mixtape. You still need to play team basketball. But maybe there's other ways you can affect the game, like we've seen from Jason Tatum in this entire postseason and this series. Maybe it's crashing the boards. Maybe it's making that extra pass, finding an open man. Whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be scoring, but you need to be the more dynamic duo, more so than Kyrie and Luka. If you can do that, which I think they will, get ready. Hydrate now. Make sure you have plenty of bread and carbohydrates down there in your belly, because you know we popping bottles, baby. Banner 18 is loading. Woo! Now, with all that, let's bask in that glory for a second, because I'm going to take you on an emotional roller coaster now. I have not allowed my brain to go to the Celtics lose Game 5. So I figured save it for Hold My Banner, because this is therapeutic. Okay, it's good for me and it's good for you. Let's talk this out together. If the Celtics lose tonight, now I'm officially nervous. Damn that. I am hitting the panic button. I'm pressing it. Because if the Celtics lose tonight, that suggests to me Kyrie has figured out how to play well here. See, right now, you can hang your hat on Kyrie in Boston. He's no good. You just got to deal with Luka tonight. And that could be true. And I want nothing more than that, so I can continue to make fun of Kyrie and his flat earth theory and his tassels on his shoes and everything else that I make fun of him for. But if the Celtics lose tonight, probably means, he figured it out. Oh, boy. Not good. Because now you have even more pressure on you. And you start hearing is this team going to be the first to blow this? I mean, what? And then you go back to their building and, I don't know. So I'm hitting the panic button if that happens. I haven't really allowed my mind to go there yet. But I think I speak for all of us when I say tensions are high, pressure is mounting. End this thing tonight. In fact, even though they lost Game 4 in beatdown status, I walked away from that game feeling like, okay, I'd almost rather lose that way. Just beat me down, and then I come back home and I figure it out. Kind of lick my wounds, recharge, recalibrate, go back out Game 5, get it done at home in front of my fans. I'd rather lose that way, kind of get humbled a little bit. And the Celtics, I told you, I think they were believing their own hype. Maybe humble pie is good for them in a sense, right? A teachable moment, as opposed to if you're on the ropes in Game 4, tie game, or you're up 1 or down 1, whatever it is, and Luka hits a big shot to bury you, or even worse, Kyrie hits a big shot to bury you. I mean, that's heartbreak city there. And I feel as though that kind of loss can resonate a little bit more as a series goes on. Dallas just gets that little glimmer of hope. Hey, maybe we're a team of destiny here. Maybe we've figured this out. And you're thinking, we had them right there. At least in Game 4, you just got beat down. It is what it is. I mean, it felt like an anomaly, didn't it? It felt like an outlier. So I think the Celtics recalibrate and get it done at TD Garden tonight. But I just thought I owed it to the both of us to talk about what if. In the end, I'll still go Celtics to win the series. I don't feel good about it because certainly going back to Dallas in a Game 6 scenario, you would probably lean the Mavericks at home, and then anything can happen in a damn Game 7. I am praying to the basketball gods that doesn't happen and we don't go 7. But I will still bet that the Celtics get it done because all you have to do is win 1. Can you give us one more, please? So there you go. Let's bring in Ante Campbell there, who I'm sure was on my emotional roller coaster, just riding the wave like the rest of us. I pumped us up there, Ante, for a Game 5 closeout. Causeway Street, causing trouble, baby, partying. But I had to acknowledge, if they lose tonight, I'm losing sleep tonight, my friend.
Look, I got to say, I've been wrong.
You have.
This entire series. I don't think I picked the game right yet. And the time that I'm rooting for the Celtics to get it done, I needed them to get it done because I predicted that they were going to get it done in Game 4.
Yep.
They didn't do it.
Yep.
I'm feeling like this series is over today. That's what I'm feeling like you.
Same.
Game 5, it's over. You know what I'm saying? And I almost want to get on here and say the Mavs are going to win just so that I'm wrong again. So that we can party.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I liked everything that you had to say about, Tatum and just this team and everything that needs to happen with him and JB, the Jays. They really just need to show out and be better.
Right.
I think it's important for their maturity and their growth as players to have a statement win in the closeout game. I think both of them need to play well tonight. Have 30 points apiece, really give us that game we were just waiting for where it's like, okay, they're here, they've arrived. They've been good, you know what I mean? They have been good. I'm not saying that they haven't been good, but we want that great staple moment where it was like, Game 5.
Championship moment,
you know what I mean? They came out. They shut down Kyrie and Luka, and they got 30 apiece and walked out of there, and everybody knew they were the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I just don't think we have that so far.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we obviously get the opportunity to see that tonight.
Man, I think that's well said. For all the latest in Boston sports and pop culture, check out Boston has entered the chat. Hey, look, you can get us wherever you get your podcasts, but obviously NESN's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And make sure you follow us on all your social media accounts for all of our best content. All right, so Ante, I always say it's game time with Ante because I don't know what the hell you're bringing to the table, but I know it's some sort of game that I'm going to struggle at. People are going to laugh, not at me, with me, because I acknowledge, unlike a lot of these other hosts on different shows in all of our industry, I don't mind poking fun at myself. I tell you from the onset, I stink at these games. That's why he's here to torture me, and you do a great job at it. So what game will I struggle at today?
So today we got winning 7. It's the one where you get the opportunity to ask me 7 questions.
With the silhouette that never helps.
With the silhouette. And obviously when you get to question number 7, if you don't got it yet, we'll give you the silhouette. Hopefully you get it right based off of that. When I was looking at this silhouette, I do have to say this guy has some uneven shoulders.
Uneven shoulders
in his headshot. Not that that's a hit or anything like that.
It was like one of these numbers.
He was.
Let me see you bounce right to left and let your shoulder lean. Let your shoulder lean. Hey. All right, uneven shoulders is a good hint for me. Let me think of. I'd like to solve the puzzle. Popeye Jones. No. Anyone?
Man.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Is this a current NBAer or former NBAer?
This is a current NBA player.
Current NBAer.
Yeah.
All right. Is this current NBA player in the playoffs right now?
No, he is not, unfortunately.
Did this current NBAer make this postseason?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he was. Okay, so he made the playoffs here. Mm-hmm. Okay, is this right now current NBA player who made the playoffs?
Yep.
Was his team a Western Conference or Eastern Conference team?
Western Conference team. That was question number 4, by the way.
Okay, so he's in the West, y'all. All right. Uneven shoulders, Western Conference playoff team. Let me help myself out here and get my list of my Western Conference playoffs. Okay, did this team bow out in the first round? I know you're not going to give me the exact round, but I think it's fair to ask that they go out in the first round.
Yes, they did.
They did go out in the first round. Oh,
That was question number 5. But yes, they did.
Boy, I think I want to solve the puzzle here.
Okay.
All right, first round losers.
Take another question.
I know.
Another question.
But I think I know where I'm going here.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
This will help me know if I'm right or not.
Yeah.
Is this current NBA player whose team made the playoffs lost in the first round in the Western Conference a big man?
No, it is not.
Oh, I was going to go Brow.
Okay.
I was going to go Brow. Okay, so I have a guard or a swing man here. What question am I at?
That was number 6, so you have
I got one more?
And then you get it, and then silhouette, and then guest
And then the
star.
uneven shoulder silhouette.
Yep.
Okay, so he's not a big man. Is he a swing man? Is he a swing man or a guard?
He is a swing man. That was question number 7.
Okay, so now I get silhouette, right?
Yeah, can we show him the silhouette, please? Shout out our
You don't have to sound so thrilled.
shout out our TD Greg. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
he does have uneven shoulders.
I told you it looks weird.
That's gross. All right, let me see here. All right, I gotta go back and think of the teams because I was so fixated on the Brow. I thought it was Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
What's up with bro's shoulders? All right.
I can't say this.
What? Oh, you're giving me another one here.
I'll just give you a free one.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
They might happen to play in that same arena for this season. So
As the Lakers.
yeah.
All right, so it's a clip. Because they lost to the Mavericks first round, if my memory serves me. Is that right?
That is
I
correct.
couldn't get a bracket. Okay.
That is correct.
All right, so you know what? He's been talked about a lot lately. As like being moved. I guess he's not going to get paid.
Yep.
I feel like he would be the type to have uneven shoulders.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It takes a certain type of guy to have uneven shoulders. I think this dude fits the bill. I'm going to go Paul George here.
Can we show him the picture?
I'd like to solve the.
Let's go!
I knew it. Uneven shoulders.
Let's go.
Now, listen, you definitely helped me out with the played in the same building because I wasn't gonna go Clippers.
Okay.
But then once you said that, it kind of made sense. Yeah, what's up with the shoulders, bro? I'm creeped out
I think it's
now.
just the picture.
No, it's not the picture. You can see his.
Stop hating, Travis.
Hey, Paul George, word to the wise. When you go in the gym from now on and you pick up 2 dumbbells, put one of them down and just do 1 shoulder shrug. Just give me 3 sets of 20. When you do push-ups, just do one side like Rocky.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to do one of those movies where he's like a teenager and he's got the cordless phone and on the shoulder. And he's trying to do it. He's trying to cook up while he's doing it. And he's like, yeah, girl, I love you. You know what I mean? Ashley ain't nobody.
Oh, actually, while we're here, right? Because I know we got other stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
He's been talked about a lot. I'm sure it's probably why you went here.
Yeah.
So can you update me on the drama with the Clippers? Because I'm hearing the teams, everyone saying Lakers or Sixers and all that. And okay, fine. We can have that conversation all off season.
Yeah.
But what happened? So is he a restricted free agent? Are the Clippers acting like they're not going to sign him? Why is there discourse between him and the Clippers? That's the piece I'm missing.
Yeah, I think there's questions about whether they think this team can win. Honestly,
Okay.
You know what I mean? A bunch of guys besides Kawhi who have never really won the gold,
Right.
as we like to call it here on Hold My Banner.
Yeah.
You know, in the NBA championship and win the finals. So I think they're really questioning the one guy that they do know that has that championship pedigree. He's never available.
He's
you
never
know what
available.
I mean? So I think they're probably sitting there and they're like, well, you know, we already kind of paid Harden a little bit. We already got Russ kind of on the books. We got Kawhi on the books.
Right.
You know, we might have to let this go and kind of blow it up a little bit, but not too much because, you know, I talked about them being in crypto. I hate saying that. It'll always be Staples Center to me. But, you know, they're obviously moving over to Intuit Dome in Inglewood, and they got to fill those seats, man, because Steve Ballmer paid all that money to have that facility be nice and pristine. So
I understand that,
they got to
Ante.
get people in the door.
Am I wrong, though? He's the least of the problems. Like, that's a guy who is available and shows up and plays well for me. Yeah. I would be looking to move off of Kawhi.
Yeah, I would agree, but, like, the value is just much higher with Paul George on the market. You know,
we're getting something in return.
Getting something in return because Kawhi, like I always say, the best ability is availability.
Sure.
So, you know, him not being available is really taking a, you know, hit on his superstar caliber label that he's had on his whole entire career.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're looking to trade somebody or, you know, kind of signing trade or whatever, I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. But, you know, if you're looking to do that, then obviously you got to kind of get somebody with value in that kind of situation.
Best fit is Philly. I hate to admit it, but I think Paul George is the kind of guy where he's not going to stunt Tyrese Maxey's growth, which was my biggest concern. Certain stars in this league that come in, they want the ball, they're ball-centric. Mm-hmm. It's all about me, ISO ball, all that nonsense.
Right.
I understand the willingness for the 76ers to get another scorer, but I think that particular style of scorer will quell the development of a Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
I think Paul George comes in. He's more the type that lets the game come to him offensively, and he does play defense, which that team obviously can. Every team can use more defenders.
Yeah.
So I think Paul George to Philly makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Plus, that city never wins anything, so he'll fit right in. Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, so he does have a player option for next season. That's 48, almost 49 million. So, you know, when you look at that and you look at a team that hasn't been winning a lot of, you know, meaningful games in the recent years, obviously you got to kind of make a switch up, man. It's been him and Kawhi for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
It's probably time to move off of one.
I would agree. All right, let's lose Paul George and his uneven shoulders here, and let's talk Klay Thompson.
Yep.
I saw over the weekend that Klay Thompson had scrubbed much of his social media of any Warriors stuff. Whenever that happens, Ante, it usually means a breakup, right? Whether we see it with athletes or you see it in relationships too. When someone gets rid of all the pictures of a current girlfriend or boyfriend, you know it means they are an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. So what's going on with Klay here? My guess is that talks are not going well. And that the Warriors maybe have made it clear to Klay Thompson that we're ready to move on.
And you know why the talks aren't going well?
Why?
Dollar bills, y'all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Clay's trying to get paid.
Facts.
And he wants to be paid by the Warriors. He's looking to his left and he says, okay, Steph's the greatest shooter of all time.
Yes.
Of course you guys paid him. I'm the second greatest shooter of all time.
Facts.
So I want to get paid. And he looks to his right, and a guy who shoots the basketball like he's got a backpack on his back, Draymond Green, you know what I mean, who does nothing but wear a patchy gray beard and sock people in the face, you know, got paid. So he's sitting there like, what's up? I've been loyal to you guys. I came back and played and clawed and fought my way back into the league after tearing my Achilles. I've been nothing but a bright spot for the Golden State Warriors. Why am I the guy who gets kicked?
I can't recover since you said Draymond shoots jumpers like he got a backpack on, like he waiting for the bus. One more. one more. Hold on, quick. All right, bus coming.
You know what I'm saying, though? He's looking at it like a D-Wade situation in Miami. Like, hey, man, I sacrificed a lot to help this team win championships.
Yeah.
Now it's time for you guys to sacrifice and be nice to me and give me what I deserve in return.
Right.
And now you're telling me, like, oh, well, you're not good, and we already paid Draymond, and we don't want to keep losing, so you got to be the one to go? Like, no, forget that. Forget that. It's not the Splash Trio. It's the Splash Brothers.
Facts. All right, so, man, I agree with everything you said. In fact, I remember standing on top of the rooftops at the time before they paid Draymond and saying, you got to let Draymond and Klay walk.
Yeah.
And just try to build around whatever's left in Steph Curry's prime. Because it is clear to me Draymond's prime is finito.
Yep.
And Klay's prime is finito. He is not the dynamic player that he was. Now he is a spot-up shooter, and that is it. His defense is not the same. His athleticism is not the same. And by the way, this is not a criticism. It's understandable. He's got a lot of miles on him from all those championships, international play. He's had a ton of injuries, and he's older. It happens. I think Steph is likely on the back 9 of his prime, but he's still in it. However much left, he's still in it, and we see that.
Yep.
Draymond and Klay have completely fallen off a cliff in terms of their productivity. They are not the prime that they were during the Warriors' prime, if you will. So
for sure,
I think in general, you know, franchises in sports, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, it's baseball, I think you get into trouble when you start giving out contracts based on past accomplishments.
For sure.
I understand it because, you know, you say, well, these guys are worth it because look at the value that they brought to the organization. I'm sure that's what the agents are peddling as well. That's what I would peddle, you know, if I was Jerry Maguire, right? If I'm trying to get my guy paid, of course. Look at all these trophies. You think he didn't help. But that's why you got to get your money when you can get your money. While you're at your prime, while you're making things happen, go get your bag. Because once it's done, and all athletes have a shelf life, you don't have the same earning potential. Now, I do think Klay is going to get a bag, though. The question is where. And I have told you from the beginning, I'm curious to hear your answer of where you think's the best fit. I am telling you, if I'm Klay Thompson, I'm going to Disney World. I am going straight to Orlando. And I'm saying, you need me for everything that I bring to the table. I am a veteran player who's a grown-up in the locker room. You got a team full of kids who are hungry, but I'm a veteran grown-up who knows how to win titles. Bring me to your youngsters. I'll teach them how to be pros. I'll teach them how to win in the postseason. I'll teach them everything. That is valuable. That team is very good defensively, so I don't think Klay necessarily needs to go there. I know a lot of people are saying he should go to the Knicks. He can't play for Tibbs. He's already falling apart at the seams. Now you want to send somebody whose body's already broke down to play for Tibbs, who's the GOAT of breaking bodies down? Hell no. And he would be forced to play defense with the Knicks. I think with the Magic, they play fantastic team defense. He's surrounded by youngsters who will play all the minutes in the world so you can stay healthy. Not to say, like, give him the Porzingis treatment, but I'm just saying, maybe he doesn't have to play in every regular season game. He doesn't have to play in back-to-backs. He doesn't have to play as many minutes. Literally, Ante, he can go to Orlando, be an OG, mold these kids, and hit shots. Perfect. And they have money to spend.
You gave me a lot there. But look, quickly, I want to say this. I love NBA Twitter, and that's the reason I will never delete Twitter. You got to look at this, man.
What?
They were freaking following now who's Klay's following on his different social media platforms. And Playoff Pay pointed out that he's now following Peppa Pig, which I think is hilarious that they're following every single thing that Klay is tapped into now during this feud that he's kind of got with the Warriors. At least it looks like a feud. But look, I have to say this.
Hold up. I got to say something, Ante. Okay. I know yesterday was Father's Day, but damn it ain't today. So guess what? Peppa Pig, you make me sick. My kids love that damn show. I'm sick of it. Peppa Pig, you ain't even in the stratosphere of some great peppers. I take salt and pepper over you, Peppa Pig.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Ante. I feel better. Go on.
Oh my God. That reminds me of Salt and Pepper from Blue's Clues, right? Aren't they on
now
there?
You're going to bring up Blue's Clues too. What are you trying to do to me, bro?
All right, my fault.
Come on.
You just got me on the kids show kick. But look, all right, you talked about Tibbs. Tibbs going to have Klay looking like Paul Pierce willing into the games.
In a wheelchair.
If he goes over there in New York, he's going to be getting off a lot of fits and sitting in the wheelchair the whole time watching the games. But look, so yeah, I'm with you. Don't go there. Don't go to New York. I love the Magic take. We've talked about this before. I think it's a great fit. No question about that. If I wanted to counter that, I would look over to the West and say OKC, the Thunder. I think that would be a great fit for them. They also have a lot of cap space right now. We know that that's going to be eaten up because they got to pay Shea. They got to pay, Chet and a couple couple years or whatever. But for the time being, this was a team that was right there. Like they could have easily have beaten the Mavericks as well and been in this in this final series. Facing on the Celtics. So I think if he got an opportunity to go over there, he would do a lot of the same things that you're talking about him doing with the Magic. He would be a great shooter. He would be a veteran leader. A lot of the things that they thought Gordon Hayward was going to give them, but didn't, at that price point. Klay, actually a 4-time champion, should be able to do that. Has a lot of ability to shoot the ball. Still has a little bit of defense in the tank, but that team is a better defensive team all around him, so he won't have to play as much defense. Not saying better than the Magic, but just better than some teams around the league. So it's a good defensive team as well. So I think it would be a great fit. But I'm with you. I think either way, Magic, Thunder, I think both of those young teams would be great for him.
I think you're right. I think they're very similar in build in terms of roster construction and also in terms of what they would ask of Klay to do. And he's capable of doing all the above. I would actually give maybe the Thunder an edge over the Magic in the sense that he could get revenge on the Warriors. And if he's unfollowing Warriors and following Peppa Pig, clearly it tells you, he's not rocking with the Warriors anymore. Although Klay's brand in Florida makes sense. He's a California kid, right? It's a beach. It's whatever. It's cool. Klay's brand in Oklahoma City.
I don't know if he could. I don't know if he could get on any boats anytime soon over there at OKC. But I did want to ask you this really quickly. Is he part of one of the best father-son duos in NBA history? Maybe even kind of the best. I know some people got him as high as 2.
No.
Does he beat the Curry family?
That's where I'm going. I don't even think he's better than his teammate with father-son. I don't count. Is his name Seth? I'm not counting him. I'm talking about.
Wait, why Seth catches straight?
Take Seth and Peppa Pig, put them in a box somewhere, and shoot it into a basket. I don't need it. Give me Dell and Steph. That's the father-son duo right there.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I like that. You know who I'm going to rock with. I don't care about nothing. But Steph and Dell, they're definitely number one. No question about that. After that, it's Joe and Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah, the Beans.
Jelly Bean.
The Beans.
Jelly Bean and Kobe. I'm not mad at it.
So that's
I'm not mad at it.
Second, man.
I'm not mad at it. All right, let's talk WNBA here. So I'm seeing a lot of people are trying to press this Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year. Now, we just watched these two teams go head-to-head. Caitlin against Angel. Caitlin's team got the better of Angel's team. Caitlin had the better game, quite frankly. I think this is already over. I think Caitlin Clark's going to be Rookie of the Year, although I understand why people are trying to push for Angel Reese. You look at the odds right now. It's not even close, brother. It's Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is second, though, in the odds, but it's a long shot. It's like 8-1, depending where you look. But Caitlin's averaging 16 points, 6 assists, 5 boards per game. Angel Reese, 12 points, 10 boards, so double-double per game. But in the end, I'm going to go Caitlin here because I would think she would need to really be struggling, and we would need to be talking about, she's a bust or she's not living up to the hype in order for Angel Reese to win the award. I do love that Angel Reese is getting props, and other rookies in this class are getting props of being ballers, but Caitlin Clark is doing enough to justify her winning the award. She still has to cut down on turnovers, but I believe she will. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. I think in the end, because she is living up to the hype, it's going to be Caitlin Clark. She would need to struggle big time, consistently, in order for Angel Reese to win this. You agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think this battle just reminds me of the NBA Rookie of the Year race that we had this year. There was a time where Chet was making the push.
That's right.
And everyone was like, oh, actually, Wemby might not be running away with this.
That's right.
And then they played. And they had that game, I think it was in OKC, where Wemby showed everybody that he was the clear, better player at the time. We got that last night with Caitlin playing against Angel. Angel was 4 for 13 from the field, 11 rebounds, 11 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal. She definitely filled it up. but the shooting performance just wasn't there. She also had 5 fouls, and she didn't walk away with the win. Caitlin, on the other hand, did walk away with the win. 7 for 11 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 blocks. So she was filling it up on the stat sheet as well. And, obviously, we talked about it off air. Now the Fever sit in the playoff position because they got that win over the Sky, just passing the Sky to get there. So
that's right.
It was a huge moment for Rookie of the Year. It was a huge moment for playoff contingency. Caitlin is just better right now, and I don't have any reason or any pauses with saying that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think because she's playing well enough to garner not just the attention she's getting, but she's living up to the hype, in other words. I think because of that, you can't not give it to her, and it's not taking anything away from Angel Reese or any of the other rookies in this class. It just is what it is. Caitlin's doing her part, and as long as she's doing that, she's going to be Rookie of the Year. How about this? The 2-time back-to-back defending champs, Las Vegas Aces, struggling right now on tape. 500, 4-6 in their last 10 games. A'ja Wilson actually talked about the team's struggles. Let's take a listen to that.
A'ja, you've never shied away from taking accountability, as you just did. If I may ask, in saying what you just said, is it right off the game that you look at something like today and say something I could have done on the court, something in practice, something vocal? What do you look at yourself? Because there are times we're watching and seeing the best player in the world. What do you feel you need to do defensively? Is it at practice, leading your team, or is it you personally on the court?
It's a mixture of both. It's everywhere. I put myself out there on the front because I don't want my teammates, and here I go about to cry because I love them so much. It's hard. It's really, really hard. And I don't even know why I'm crying. But I love my teammates so much that I will take any hit from them. Good, bad, ugly. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate because that's how I get the best out of my team. So when it comes to wins, losses, when I tell you I break this game down piece by piece because I want to be great for you guys. No offense, but I want to be great for my team. I want to be great for this franchise. It is hard as shit. It is hard as shit because there's tons of people that want to break you down. Great teams in this league that are going to try to come after you every single night. But when it comes to taking accountability, I have no problem in that because I want to be great. I want to be great for my teammates.
I love the emotion you see there. And look, ultimately, I do think the Aces will figure it out. There's so much of the season left to be played. They're going to figure it out. They're going to be a playoff team. But Ante, I would take the field in terms of the championship. It's hard as hell to three-peat in any damn thing, including rock, paper, scissors.
Right.
So to win a WNBA title 3 years in a row, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they'll right the ship, get in the postseason, be a major player in it. But in the end, I do not believe that they'll three-peat.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't think so either. I think the Sun and the Liberty have caught up at this point. But I will say this, Chelsea Gray has been out since last year and dealing with an injury. I think once she comes back, this team will be better defensively, which they've been struggling throughout this skid that they've been having the last couple of games. And she's really great at transitioning defense into offense. And they really have been struggling with their half-court offense throughout these games that they've been playing recently. So I think Chelsea Gray really mends those issues, and they'll get back into championship form. But I still got those other two teams ahead of them.
All right, Ante Campbell, go shoot some jumpers with your backpack on while you're waiting for the bus like Draymond Green. We'll see you next time. I had to reenact it. I just felt like we needed an interpretive dance there for that Draymond segment. So I appreciate you, Ante. And look, I'm going to leave the same way I started. I do believe that the Celtics close it out tonight. Game 5, put away the Mavericks. Listen, if that happens, then that means they've only lost 3 games the entire postseason. I mean, is that dominant enough for you? With all the metrics and all the numbers that they did during the regular season, if they only lose 3 postseason games and win banner 18, that should be enough to shut all the noise up. If they lose game 5, okay, all right, I'm with you. I'm a little bit nervous moving forward. But in the end, just win one more. I mean, my God, you're special. Can you just win one more? Energy out of the gate is the key. Defense is the key. And Tatum and Brown must be the best duo, better than Kyrie and Luka tonight, for it all to come to fruition. For all of our best content of the day, make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. For Travis Thomas and Ante Campbell, hold my banner while we're waiting on banner 18 to load, baby. Till next time, peace.